Module 5. Incredible but true.
Hi, it's Rich here, reporting from central London. I'm standing on the banks of the River Thames, near a famous landmark, the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. So, let's find out more about Big Ben. Big Ben is the name of the biggest bell in this clock tower. The tower itself was designed by Edmund Beckett. The clock is famous for its accuracy. It always tells the right time. Big Ben, the biggest bell in the tower, weighs 13 tonnes and is named after Sir Benjamin Hall, who was the Commissioner for Works when the bell was put in the tower. Let's take a look at some other famous landmarks in the centre of London. This is Trafalgar Square. And this is Nelson's Column. Right at the top is the statue of a famous sailor, Lord Nelson. The column is 55 metres high and it's made of stone. This is the London Eye. It takes about 30 minutes to go all the way around. From the top, you can see for miles. It's made of steel and glass. And this is the Globe Theatre. It's built just like a theatre would have been 400 years ago. It's a tourist attraction, but they also perform plays at the Globe Theatre. It's made of wood. So there you are, some famous landmarks in the centre of London.
Here's a London quiz for you. What's this famous landmark? It's the Globe Theatre. And what's it made of? It's made of wood. What's this landmark? It's Nelson's Column. What's it made of? It's made of stone. What's this? It's the London Eye. What's it made of? It's made of steel and glass.
Very few people believe the witnesses who say they've actually seen something strange up there in the sky. So do you believe in UFOs? The people of Tunstall in southeast England do. Lindsay Farlow finds out why.
We are not alone.
I'm in Tunstall investigating a very strange incident that took place here 4 years ago.
This is the story of the night Tunstall Village was invaded by aliens from outer space. Well, that's what some people say.
It was a quiet summer's evening, like most evenings in this peaceful village in the countryside. Some people had gone to bed and were asleep. Others were sitting in their garden, enjoying the clear, starry sky and the warm summer's evening. Witnesses say around 11 o'clock, a very bright light the size of a small house appeared above the trees, here in Tunstall Forest. The light hovered for several minutes, then disappeared at high speed.
Eyewitnesses are convinced they saw a spacecraft from another planet.
I was taking the dog out for his evening walk, and we'd been out for about 20 minutes when we started to head home, and he started barking like mad. And well, I told him to be quiet because it was late, but he wouldn't listen to me, and I thought that was unusual because he's usually so well behaved. So anyway, I looked up into the sky and there was this very bright light. And well, it wasn't a plane because it was just hovering as opposed to zooming across the sky, and it wasn't a helicopter because it wasn't making any noise. So my first thought was to call the police. So I was reaching for my mobile phone when I looked up and it had just disappeared, zooming into the distance at a great speed.
This is how the local newspapers reported the incident. people of Tunstall have no doubt that what they saw that night came from space. But there are other explanations.
Bright lights in the sky are often seen on summer nights when there are electrical storms in the atmosphere. And scientists say that in certain conditions, light from the moon and the stars can make a low-lying cloud seem like a solid object.
I'm sure it wasn't a cloud. It was definitely not a cloud. It was metallic. You could see the metal shining on it. It was this amazing metallic light. I've never seen anything like it. It just hovered there for a few minutes and then just disappeared, just shot off at incredible speed. Gone. It's had to be a UFO. It couldn't have been anything else.
Now I've heard all the evidence, it's quite clear that there was something unusual in the skies above Tunstall Forest that summer evening. But what exactly it was is still a mystery.
Well, there you are. Whether you believe in them or not, some very strange things sometimes happen all around us. Take a look at this.
It's a Luke Palmer Street Survey.
Do you believe in UFOs?
Generally speaking, I do not believe in them, no.
So you've never seen a UFO?
I thought I saw one about 2 years ago, but it turned out to be a large cloud.
Do you believe in UFOs?
No, I don't. No, I've never seen one, and I think seeing is believing.
So when people say they have seen a UFO, what do you think they're actually seeing?
Perhaps aeroplanes or stars, shooting stars, that kind of thing. So, no, I don't believe in UFOs.
Spooky. The things people believed. In the time of Queen Elizabeth I, more than 400 years ago, many people believed in fairies. People thought that fairies were invisible spirits. Sometimes they let humans see them. Here's some of the things people believed fairies did. They believed that fairies changed the weather. They believed that fairies made travellers lose their way. And they believed that fairies knocked over household objects.
Many years ago, when I was very young, and there was lots of magic around, I went out for a walk in the wood, and this is what I found. On a stone by a stream in the heart of the wood, danced a beautiful shining light. Dancing there on a stone in the wood, a truly wonderful sight. I looked at the light and soon I saw it was a fairy with golden wings. She spoke to me right there in the wood and told me magical things. I believed in fairies right there and then, and I knew that they were good. And I knew that I could never forget my magical walk in the wood.
What's the strangest thing that ever happened to you?
The strangest thing that ever happened to me was I once saw a ghost in a church.
And how did that make you feel?
Very scared.
What was the strangest thing that ever happened to you?
The strangest thing that ever happened to me is I went on holiday and met someone with the same name as me.
And how did you feel?
Felt really weird.
What was the strangest thing that ever happened to you?
The strangest thing that ever happened to me was I went to a party and I found someone who was born on the same day as me.
And how did that make you feel?
I was very surprised.
Strange things do happen to some people, but nothing strange has ever happened to me. This is Rich Robinson on an ordinary day in Cambridge.
Do you know that parts of the world's coastline are being lost as sea levels around the world rise? Some people say that rising sea levels are because of the changes people like you and me are causing in the world's climate. Some scientists say we're putting too many pollutants into the air from the cars we drive and from the oil we burn. These scientists say that the pollutants are warming the world's climate, melting the ice in the Arctic and the Antarctic. The ice is turning to water and the sea levels are rising. If those scientists are right, then all of us should be worried.
Hi, today I'm in the Aldabra tortoise habitat asking people questions about the environment. These are the questions I'm asking them. Are you worried about the environment? What worries you most? And what do you think we can do about it? Are you worried about the environment?
Absolutely. If we don't save it, we'll lose it.
And what worries you most?
The lack of education about the problems in the environment.
Okay, and what do you think we can do about it?
If we educate people about what they can do to help to save the environment.
Are you worried about the environment?
Oh, absolutely. At SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, we have one of the largest collections of animals throughout the world, so naturally we have to take a responsibility in the environment around us.
And what worries you the most?
Personally, it would be habitat loss. I grew up here in Florida, in the United States Gulf Coast, and when I was young, I got to see all the birds and fish and fauna throughout there. Now, decades later, it's gone. So me personally, I want to see it come back throughout the world as well as my own backyard.
Okay, and what do you think we can do about it?
The easiest thing to do is to educate. Here at Busch Gardens, we have our keepers out right by the animals. We have up-close animal encounters so people can learn and enjoy and love these animals and see what they can do to help out in their own backyards.
Are you worried about the environment? Well, it looks like you have everything under control here. Thank you. Are you worried about the environment?
Oh, most definitely. Here at Busch Gardens, Tampa, as an educator, it's very important to me that the people around here understand how connected the natural world is.
And what worries you the most?
That would probably have to be habitat destruction. You know, not only do we lose a lot of different species when we destroy their homes, but we're also losing a lot of vital natural resources, such as trees or plants that could provide medicine, also like streams and rivers that could provide us with fresh drinking water.
And what do you think we can do about it?
It all starts with education. Here at the park, we do a lot of interactive, very fun animal encounters, such as our tours. So we invite guests to have kind of more connection with the animals. And hopefully that'll encourage them to not only want to save these species, but also to save their natural habitats in the wild.
Are you worried about the environment?
Absolutely. My job here at Busch Gardens is to make sure that the kids that come and stay with us for a week learn about the wild places and the habitats in which the animals live.
And what worries you the most?
What worries me the most is just making sure that they realize and they can get an appreciation so that they can take that back into their communities and educate their friends and their family.
Okay, and what do you think we can do about it?
I think that we can just continue to educate and work together as people so that we can make sure that we make a difference.
Okay, you're doing a great job here. Thank you very much. Well, there you go. Opinions about the environment from people here at the Aldabra Tortoise Habitat.